Welcome to RC Truth Media. As the years go by, we see changes going on in our Earth. And last year, we saw a bunch of hurricanes, volcanoes, um, floods. We had Hurricane Maria, Hurricane Irma, Puerto Rico, Florida, all the East Coast. And what's going on? It's going to get colder and colder. Our sun is going to be getting less intense. It means there's actually going to be more weather events. And how does this happen? Well, as our sunspots numbers decrease, the shield around our Earth gets less and less dense, and so it doesn't do its job. It's good. And what happens when a shield doesn't do its job, it's good, is you start getting hit by all the space weather, space junk, solar debris, solar radiation, the winds, solar winds, and all stuff like this. It's going to cause more auroras all over the earth. It's going to cause more weather events. It's going to cause us to get freezing cold for a good amount of time. Okay, and so everybody needs to be prepared. What does this have to do with our financial system? A lot. It actually has to do a lot with it, because when everything freezes up and California and the East Coast no longer to produce the goods, the food, and we're no longer able to feed the world like we usually do, what's going to happen is trade is going to, we're no longer, and it's also going to freeze up, a lot of the oceans. It's going to be hard to travel overseas, and so the money system is going to go digital. Okay, this is definitely what the governments have been planning for a long time. I believe that the NSA was actually the ones that created Bitcoin, and they did this because they knew the grand solar minimum was coming. In fact, I went and researched global warming. I just went on Google and I put global warming. 164 million views come up for global warming, right? I search ice age or mini ice age is actually what I put in, and 235 million views come up. So 162 for global warming, 265 million for the ice age, the mini ice age. So that tells you a lot more people are interested in the ice age. Well, yeah, it's definitely going to have effect on our economy. Okay, now I found a cool little website here, and what they do, they're the economy forecast agency. They predict prices. Okay, and how do they do this? It says right here on their website, our specialists use mathematical and statistical methods of prediction based on the existing historical data. They take into account the following factors with varying degrees of importance: cyclic reoccurrence, knowing correlation of market indicators, changes in the availability and attractiveness of the instrument for speculators, electronic and algorithmic trading growth, regulatory intervention, degree and frequency of significant events over time. So, the frequency of significant events over time means that they know that things like war, things like earth events, volcanoes, cycles, they know that cyclical reoccurrence happens, which grand solar minimum is another cycle. Now, what do they also say about Bitcoin? Okay, this absolutely has to, it correlates to one another. Okay, now you go to the Bitcoin price. Let's see what they say. Let's scroll down. Okay, right now, in the beginning of June, is 7,786. The minimum price was 5,331. That's in 2018. Now, what do they say is going to happen to cryptocurrencies? Okay, 2020, they say it's going to be at 17,545. It's going to jump in 1 year, they're saying. Okay, from 7,595 to 17,000. Now, what is going to happen during this year? What's going to happen? You can go to that website, click here to read more if you would like. I do have a feeling if I did that, it would take a long time, and I just want to get this video done. But if you like the longforecast.com/Bitcoin price predictions 2017, 2018, 2019, you see this right here, right? Okay, go on there and check that out. Now, if I go down, you want to read more here, they actually show you. Oh yeah, well here I did it actually for you guys right there. What do they say is going to happen? It's going to go up and up and up and up and up, and then it's going to go back down in 2022. Now, if we just look real fast, 2022. Okay, we're supposed to be going down into this mini ice age during this time. Okay, and it doesn't look like there's many bumps over here, but they go through cycles and everything, and that's how they get this price. They must be coming up with the up and downs by some different kind of cycle for here. Maybe with the interest rates, because with their interest rates going up and down and the dollar and everything, But anyway, they're saying cryptocurrency at the time the grand solar minimum is going to hit is supposed to go up a lot in value. Okay, and so is that a coincidence? I think not. Let's look at Zero Hedge. They had a couple of interesting articles. Now, this one says Fed is living dangerously. There's a great financial crisis. The great financial crisis will be eclipsed, which was 2007 and 2008. And they're saying it's going to be eclipsed. It's going to happen again, basically. That one that happened before ain't nothing like the one that's going to happen this time. Okay? This is right here. Since Hayek's time, monetary policy, particularly in America, has evolved away from targeting production and discouraging savings by suppressing interest rates towards encouraging consumption through expanding consumer finance. And we can see that from this chart below. American consumers are living beyond their means and have commonly depleted all their liquid savings. But given the variations in the cost of consumer finance between 0% car loans and 20% credit card and overdraft rates, consumers are generally insensitive to changes in interest rates. So we see what has happened since 1980. Interest rates have gone down and it costs less and less to borrow money. It used to be back here where you put your money in the bank, you would gain money. Say if you had $100, $200 in there, you'd end up gaining about 10, 20% in a year. You could earn some money if you had a lot of. You could earn some pretty good money if you had a lot of money in there. Now it actually costs money with all of the charges and overdraft fees and everything that they have going on. It actually costs money now to put your money in the bank. So it's less beneficial now, way less beneficial than it used to be. And what is that? What has happened as a cause of this is all sectors, debt and loans, the debt has gone up, okay, completely up, and to just crazy amount of degree. Now another article I wanted to show you here, also from Zero Hedge, says the central bank party is already over. They're done. And why is it? Well, they're not going to be able to loan out money like they used to. When looking what is arguably the most important chart for risk assets, the net change in liquidity injections drains from central banks in addition to net credit creation in China. So China has created more credit. Their economy has been getting better and better and better. Why is that? It's because I honestly believe it's because we have a $500 billion debt to China every year, meaning that they're gaining $500 billion a year with us. So yeah, they can afford credit creation. And thanks to Donald Trump today, he had just announced that this $50 billion sanctions against China, which is definitely a great start, something that needs to be done. Okay, but honestly, what's going to happen is we're not going to be able to borrow money nearly as cheap anymore because the Fed is saying that they're going to bump up interest rates at least a few times during this year. And what happens when they bump up interest rates? It's going to be more and more money to borrow the money, and also that's going to make the markets go down. Okay, might have a higher dollar, but we're probably going to have lower cryptos for at least a year or two, and then cryptos will end up gaining over time as the grand solar minimum ends up coming in and wreaking havoc all over America. Okay, and so we see this all playing out. I hope you got something by the presentation today. Thanks a lot for coming to my channel. You can like and subscribe. I'll leave a donation link below. You can donate through PayPal or you can send me Bitcoin. I'll leave a link for my Bitcoin wallet. Thank you very much, and you have a great day.